If you've ever played a Mario Kart game, then you'll know that it isn't like any other racing game experience out there. Naturally, you now have games trying to rip it off and failing, which is hilarious as nothing can ever beat the sheer joy of Mario Kart. But the key thing that makes Mario Kart fun is item boxes. A glass box that doesn't pierce through your arteries and subsequently kill you as you drive through it. Rather, it gives you an item that helps you in most cases as you race. In this challenge, I will beat Mario Kart 64 without touching a single one of those things. However, all things aside, I really cannot do this alone. As a quick secret, I hate Mario Kart 64 because of the CPUs and the controls and the slippery movement and the...
Whoa, Mashi, hold it there. Save the energy for beating the game first. I know a thing or two about avoiding item boxes in Mario Kart games, so who better would it be to help you?
Right you are, Nico. So the premise is simple: win every single race in every Grand Prix in 150cc. I'll be playing as Donkey Kong so we can increase our dong factor. The first set of item boxes we come across light at the beginning of the Mushroom Cup in Luigi Raceway, where we have to sacrifice a tiny bit of speed by driving around them on the grass to avoid them. Even with the clunky controls, it ain't that difficult to pull off. What is annoying though is the next set of boxes in the tunnel, where I had to actually let a CPU collect an item before following through while it was gone. After this, the final set of boxes are spaced in a way that you can easily drift past them whilst taking the corner tightly. Repeat these methods 3 times and you're good.
Moo Moo Farm is a pretty forgettable track, so let's not stay here for too long. In fact, the moles are more of a nuisance here than the item boxes themselves. For the first set of item boxes, drive around them. For the second set, drive around them whilst taking the corner tightly. Third set, drive around them once more. And finally, avoid the last set by, you guessed it, driving around them. Repeat all of that 3 times and there will be more boredom.
Koopa Troopa Beach presents generally more of the same, and you'll see this trend a lot in the video. The first 2 set of item boxes can be easily driven around, and the third causes you to lose a bit of time when doing so, but it's no biggie. Drive past the last set and you know what to do for the next 3 laps. The next track is KALIMARI Desert, which just plays the same in terms of the methods we just discussed, so here's a quick run through of each item box set. Toad's Turnpike on its own is quite a hectic, nervy track, but unfortunately that's not what we care about today. Every item box set is literally set aside in stops in the road, so you've nothing to worry about while driving.
FRAPPE SNOWLAND is an annoying one, especially as the first set of boxes has you going pretty slow, which can cause you to easily lose your lead. In fact, there are only 3 sets of item boxes in this race, and the next 2 are more of the same. The final set has a lot of them bunched together, but it is no issue as it leaves quite a large gap on the left side for you to drive on through. But anyways, I hope you like crashing into walls as we're going to CHOCO Mountain. No joke, even though we are driving around the first box, it's a tight squeeze and you might as well say have a nice day if you go into it faster than a snail walking. A snail walking? Mashi, what are you getting me to say exactly? Anyways, back to the track. I had to let the CPUs go ahead again and take the item boxes as I saw no way of getting around them. After this, you've got it easy, unless you try to avoid the next set on the outer side. Use some common sense so you don't fall off the high ledge back down, as that's your race gun.
Mario Raceway gets a little interesting at the second set of boxes, as you will most likely be taking the bend prior at quite a fast pace, and will definitely be the opposite of prepared for the set that comes up straight after, so quickly turn left into the grass, take the off-road like a man, and go on your merry way. The final set can be avoided with a drift that goes right around them on the outer edge, which looks super sleek if you do actually get it right. That is the Flower Cup done. Here in Wario Stadium, I had no clue when the first item set was actually coming up, and still managed to avoid this immediately after the big jump by the means of Wario picking it up in front of me. It's even funnier because Wario, and it's on Wario Stadium, Wario Stadium, Andy helped me, so yeah, there's not too much to say after this. What a surprise, but you do get another jump followed by item boxes, but unlike previously, they're spaced out incredulously far from each other, so there's no worry at all. The first interesting thing I found was how I won the race. Just watch this. It's pretty nerve-wracking.
Sherbet Land is just slippery hell. Despite that, here is a miracle. Sadly, the cave was not a miracle. Anyways, the rest of the item boxes are quite far away from the main path of the track, so they can be easily avoided. In fact, Mashi, I have an even better way of winning the race. Royal Raceway after this has a lot of cutting corners. Practically most of the item boxes have to be avoided like this. However, a good tip I have for avoiding the ones outside the grounds of Peach's castle is to maneuver yourself so it looks like you will fall into the second item box along, but hold drift just as you land whilst holding left 2. There will be 2 outcomes. You will either bounce again over it or slip between it and the item box next to it. That is pretty cool.
As frightening as Bowser's Castle may sound, there's nothing to it, so here's a quick summary of it all. I was quite slow approaching the second set of boxes in DK's Jungle Parkway. Doesn't matter because I'm a god. Item boxes after that were a walk in the park, or the jungle. I'm full of banter, aren't I?
Before we get a rundown of Yoshi Valley, here is a montage of us getting hit by porcupines. Anyways, there's nothing to be afraid of. Cutting through the grass here and there, those dang porcupines, and a massive egg, and you're good to go.
Do you have a friend? No, good answer, because you'll need a CPU buddy to pair up with when it comes to Banshee Boardwalk. What I mean is that a lot of the item boxes are quite hard to avoid without a CPU collecting it before you drive on through. Here my boys Bow Wow and the Toadster worked together to allow me through. I then assaulted Bowser after that, but we don't talk about this anymore. Bowser then saved me again, and we all went on our merry way.
And now it's time for the final stand, Rainbow Road itself, dubbed the most difficult track in Mario Kart across generations.
Actually no, you drive around most of the item boxes.
Oh, well, okay, goodbye.
Let's go!